Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central, and today we're doing a true story episode about the song So Fine from Use Your Illusion 2. Now, it's the 10th track off of the album, and it was solely written by Duff McKagan, and it was written as a tribute to the late, great Johnny Thunders, who of course was a huge influence on Duff McKagan. Now, the song features a shared vocals with Axl and Duff McKagan, and according to Slash's book that he released back in 2007, he said that Duff brought in So Fine complete with the music and the lyrics, referring to the Use Your Illusion sessions. So here's a snippet of an interview that Axl gave back in 1991 where a fan asked him about the song So Fine and what Johnny Thunders meant to him and the band.
The song So Fine, written by Duff, is dedicated to Johnny Thunders. People of Japan like to know who is he and what did he mean to you?
Well, you know, when we had the song done, we realized it sounded a lot like a song that Johnny Thunders would have done, and you know, he was in the New York Dolls and then had his own band, you know, Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers, and he's one of Duff's biggest influences, you know, in getting involved in rock and roll to begin with. Everybody in the band are big New York Doll fans, and you know, Johnny Thunders' death wasn't something anybody was very thrilled with. I mean, I actually had, you know, problems with the guy, but I really liked his music, and when we realized that the song sounded a lot like something he would have done, we just thought that was the best thing to do, you know, and so the people would ask the question like you are. Stephanie, there you go. Now
So another thing you guys may not know about the song is that even though there is piano on it, Axl does not play piano, or Dizzy Reed does not play piano either. So Dizzy's not even on the song. They got a guy named Howard Temin to play the piano on the song. So Duff McKagan, back in the Use Your Illusion days, and of course before the Guns N' Roses reunion, used to pay tribute to Johnny Thunders. So he used to have on his amps LAMF during the Use Your Illusion tour. Now, LAMF stands for Like a Motherfucker, and it's basically the name of an album from Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers. Now, Johnny Thunders ended up passing away before the Use Your Illusion records had come out, and that's why the song was dedicated to him. Now, LAMF also was the subject of much reunion talk back in 2015. So before the Guns N' Roses reunion was officially announced in December of 2015, Duff McKagan posted a tweet of him playing his bass with the tweet LAMF. And a lot of people jumped on this and speculated that it could, you know, add fuel to a classic Guns N' Roses reunion. Now, on Guns N' Roses' 1993 album, The Spaghetti Incident, the band ended up covering two songs written by Johnny Thunders. One was You Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory, and the other one was Human Being by the New York Dolls, which was a band that Johnny Thunders was a member of. So if you guys have read the book, Welcome to My Jungle, it was written by Axl Rose's personal assistant during the Use Your Illusion tour. His name was Craig Duswalt, and he told a story about how once the band was playing on stage, and it was Craig's job to basically load the lyrics for whatever song they were playing on stage on the monitors. So if you guys didn't know, Axl used to have the lyrics on a TV screen on stage, and he still does to this day. So he told the story about how they started playing So Fine and he didn't really know what the song was, and it kind of caused some confusion on stage. So he said the next few songs were all good as well. Slash wasn't yelling them out to me because they were playing all their hits, and I guess he assumed that I knew them. I didn't even have to turn to Earl because I knew all the songs. So Earl was Axl's bodyguard during the Use Your Illusion tour, and he worked with Axl up until like 2002 or so. But then he said, but then it happened, an intro I've never heard before. Panic. I immediately calmed down because I knew Slash would be there for me. And on cue, there he was. His face appeared through my little cutout window, and he said, "Used to love her." So I brought up "Used to love her" lyrics, even though I thought to myself, I kind of know this song, and it doesn't sound like this, but I trusted Slash. I clicked on the last button to make sure the song went live to the monitors on stage, and there it was in all its glory, "Used to love her" on the monitors. Phew, disaster averted. Axl started singing, and I looked at the screen on my laptop, and I noticed that Axl's not singing the words on my screen, or more importantly, on the screen he would probably look at in the next few seconds. So he was telling a story about a prank that Slash had played on him during one of the live shows. So he went on to say, I stuck my head out of the little window and saw Slash cracking up on stage. He just looked at me and smiled. "Oh crap," I yelled. I started looking around while remaining seated, trying to find someone to help me. Earl shrugged his shoulders because he didn't know the song, but he had a smirk on his face as well. I knew where this was going. Then Axl looked down the monitor and you could see immediately the confusion and anger on his face. He whipped his head around and stared me down from about 20 feet away. I pressed a few buttons and took the song off the screens, and now Axl was now staring at a blank screen. Luckily, he still remembered the words to the song and kept singing, and even luckier, it was a duet with Duff. Every once in a while, Axl would look down at the monitor to see if I had figured out the song yet, and nothing. And little did I know that Duff had a monitor in front of him as well with a blank screen. I remember thinking Duff would probably like the words for the song up there as well. I was going to have 2 people pissed off at me after the show. I decided to wait until the chorus of the song came on and get the words in time for the second verse, but there was no definitive chorus. I went through the entire song without putting up the words. Then I was starting to think about how I was going to get home after I would get fired. Would they pay for my flight, or would I have to pay for it? The name of the song that night was So Fine. I never missed that song again. So something you guys may not know is that Slash, unlike Duff McKagan, hated Johnny Thunders. So during the time the Spaghetti Incident came out, Slash gave an interview and he talked about Johnny Thunders and even revealed he never even played on the song You Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory on the Spaghetti Incident. He said, I didn't even play on the Johnny Thunders song because I hated that little effort. So I really wasn't concerned at all when he died. We worked with him a couple of times and I didn't like him at all. No disrespect for the deceased, but he's not one of my heroes, let's put it that way. I did like the Dolls, and he said, but I just wasn't interested in Thunders. Now let's talk a bit about the meaning of the song. So of course it's dedicated, or it's a tribute to Johnny Thunders. Some people think it's about a woman. I don't really think that's the case. When Johnny Thunders was in the New York Dolls, a lot of people commented on his feminine facial features and persona in the band. So it's really not about a chick that he's in love with. At least that's my interpretation of it. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the meaning behind the song. So let's talk about where the song ranks on the best to worst Guns N' Roses song list. So Medium.com didn't rank it very high. They said it was the 53rd best Guns N' Roses song. They said when you've got a double album, you're going to get a decent swath of filler, and that's So Fine. A little nice heartfelt duet between Rose and McKagan. It's right there on the edge of Chinese democracy style overproduction, but way too close to knocking on heaven's door to be essential to the overall Guns catalog. They said the best moment is the sweat I make for you. I think you know where that comes from. What the hell does that even mean? So Spin.com ranked it a bit better. They ranked it as the 44th best Guns N' Roses song. They said get past the annoying heavy breaths, and the solo composition and vocal performance by Duff McKagan turns out to be surprisingly strong, especially 25 years later. It might have been written in tribute to Johnny Thunders, but musically So Fine is ripped straight from Ziggy Stardust era David Bowie. Starting off as a plaintive ballad that is crescending a la All the Young Dudes, it blasts into a forlorn baron rocker as Slash sends the song skyward with yet another gorgeous solo. And I do agree, it does share some similarities with Knocking on Heaven's Door a bit. So that does it for this episode of Guns N' Roses True Story. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts about the song So Fine down below in the description box and in the comments. And be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed that video, guys. And be sure to subscribe if you love Guns N' Roses as much as I do. You guys can also go visit gnrcentral.com for the latest Guns N' Roses and related news. And you guys can also go support us on Patreon if you want to see us continue to make videos just like this. Take care.